What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. We're starting things off today in New Sing, I think, because the other outpost didn't actually have any missions for us, and we actually have quite a few to do. I have 3 planetary scan jobs, which now we can do, so I need to point this out. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong. I wanted to do an actual legit shout out because it was so helpful. Normally I just usually reference like the comments section in general or something, but every once in a while when it's like a super important thing, I really wanted to bring it up, and now I can't remember the name. Okay, give me a second. Okay, there we go. So, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but it's Andy K. And I think. Maybe. So they suggested to do an integrity check through Steam, which actually did find one file, that was missing. Of all the files that are involved in a game like this, one was crashing every time I landed an SRV. So, yeah. One. So anyways, we can do these now, which is good because they actually reward quite a bit. This is 360, this is 440, and that's 450,000. So that's a little, I think that's going to be a little bit shy of 1.5 mil for 3 things, which is a really cool trade-off. The other reason I haven't left yet is I wanted to show something that was pointed out to me that I didn't even know was in the game. So when you go into livery, I never know how to say that, livery, but I think it's livery. Maybe. I don't know. So we have the paint jobs and things like we always had, but now there's ship names and ship IDs. I might have put these 2 in here. At first I was gonna do leave your comments, and you can still do that, leave comments and suggestions for names of ships and things like that, but when I went in here it said it can be changed at any time, so I wasn't really worried about, you know, making something super permanent and then, you know, everybody have better suggestions and things, but we can change this at any point. I just thought it would be funny, given the whole Sparrow thing, to do the Black Pearl, and then I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately, so I went with the Enterprise numbers, but I was gonna go with J originally, and then I recalled, I think in one show timeline thing, something like that, you actually do see that they had a prototype for a J or something, so I just went with S for Sparrow. So, that's my name at the moment for my ship, which apparently you can see. Where is it? Here? We're right under jump range. It says name and ID. Alright. So let's get out of here. And I need to go to New Sing B? Here. And ironically enough, this is where all 3 of those planetary scan missions are, which is great. Because I don't have to go very far, or run all over the place. Alright, so yeah, we have 3 of these to do on the planet, which are actually kind of fun. They're like chain missions. I don't know if it still shows the symbol for that or not. No, it doesn't show that in that screen. It does when you first go to get the mission. But it doesn't actually show it on that information tab thing. But all of those planetary scan missions are like chain missions because, here we go, because you have to like find them and things. Yes, planetary scans, and they're telling me where to go, which is really kind of funny because they already told me that. Oops. Escaped one too many times. Alright. So, yeah, and we're working our way up with the faction. Oh, and I think I might have brought it up in the last episode. I don't know. I can't honestly remember if it was the episode before it or if it was the very last one where it came up. But anyways, I'll repeat it just in case. The missions that do have the Navy like it's from the Federal Navy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They are the missions I'm looking for, but I did not have a cargo rack to do the smuggling mission or whatever it was. Ergo, I was not allowed to rank up at that time. Now, I guess, from what I kind of gleaned from the comments, I guess you're supposed to be able to kind of do different things and you'll get different missions over time, so if you don't have a cargo rack or something, you can effectively still rank up. I did go ahead and switch out something. What did I switch out? I did put a cargo rack in my ship, which is what I was getting at. So I have a 4-slot cargo, but I can't remember what I took out. Was it my fuel scoop? I think I took my fuel scoop out, because I don't see it anywhere. It was either my fuel scoop or my secondary fuel tank, but I think I left the tank in. But I'm not doing... After doing all of that super long space exploration type stuff in the Explorer, and going to Sagittarius A and everything, I had a newfound appreciation for what is actually long jumps and things, and why you really need a fuel scoop kind of thing. So because of that, now I'm not really super concerned with traveling back and forth without fuel scoops and stuff like that. Because the Fer-de-Lance is probably going to stay pretty close to the main galaxy area and not go super duper crazy far. Now, I don't remember how to do this part, especially with 3. I'm not really sure how... Okay, so there's one of the search zones on the other side of the planet. So you get these search zones, and I'm kind of going to walk through for anybody that hasn't done these kinds of missions, because I hadn't done them for ever. Like, I mean, I think I did my first one actually after the last episode when I was doing some off-camera work. Because at the time when I first tried to do these, I didn't have the ability to use the SRV. And now that I did, I was able to actually kind of test it out. So I have done one of these before. But basically you get these search zones, as the name implies, that you're seeing on the screen. And they're flickering all over the place because I think I have 3 on top of each other because of my 3 consecutive missions. I'm pretty sure that's what that's about. So yeah, you'll get these search zones, and you kind of head for them until you get mission critical things. Yes, I know. Why are you telling me where to go when I already know where to go? It's weird. Alright, where'd they go though? The little icon beacon things went away. That's not good. That's never happened before. I mean, I am at 3B, so I'm at the right place. Woo! Woo! I think the blue is my search zone. I'm not 100% sure about that, however. I may end up pausing if I can't find... You're supposed to see what you're looking for, basically. You're supposed to... By the time you get to those little beacon things... That's why I'm not really sure why the search zones went away. Because usually that's what you use to find them. Well, that's not good. Okay, so this is the other search area. So I think the blue is the search area. I'm just not sure why the HUD has gone away. Because before it was supposed to have like little things that would change direction, and they'd be little waypoint type things, and would basically help you find what you're looking for, whatever it may be. But right now, it seems they don't want to show up, which is making this very difficult to find. I do wonder if it's because I have like 3 of them. Oh! I'm outside the zone again. So at least it's not crazy large area, I guess. That's so weird. I've literally never had that happen before. They always have these little It kind of looks like a GPS thing, like recalculating their little spinny thing. I wonder if we go back up. Let's go back up a bit and see what happens. Okay, so I've managed to find them. I still don't know why they disappeared in the first place. But they're in your tab panel over here under navigation. You can see outpost building, which is all like in the same spot, which is great for me. But I had this locked, which now that basically goes away. Like, you don't see it anymore. Whereas if you target this, now you can find it. Now, I even tried unlocking it and just seeing if it would just show up on my HUD kind of thing, and it still didn't. So I'm not really sure kind of why it's set up that way. I'm not really sure what that's about. But this might take a minute, it seems. So, yeah, because unlike the Admiral, or the Captain from Empire Strikes Back, I did not drop out too close to my target. So yeah, this is gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna cut this out. Be right back. Okay, so we're kind of closing in on it now at this point. We should oh, and that's what I was saying before. When you get kind of closer, it'll change directions. It'll do this searchy thing. Ooh. And then you lose it entirely. Where did it go? There you are. And see, this is how you find the base. Because you could tell that from 6 kilometers or whatever, you should have seen the base by then. Now, I don't actually think there's like an outpost here. I mean, like, well, there is an outpost here, obviously, but like a landing pad. I don't think I can land in the traditional sense. So I think we're gonna do a surface landing. Well, I mean, we'd have to anyway. We'd have to kind of anyway for... Oop, oop. Nope, stop. I haven't done this in a while. I only did it that one time, so... I haven't landed on a planet in a little bit. Alright, there we go. Now. Deploy. And, with any luck... Hey, look! Oh, look. I'm guessing they're gonna tell me what planet I'm supposed to go to. Good lord. I don't know why they keep sending me this. They're like, hey, by the way, do the stuff. They're probably, you know what I realized? They're probably telling me stuff. Like, make sure you do this or something. I also just realized that the SRV deploys backwards out of the back of the ship. And I'll have to apologize for my driving. You'll have to bear with me because, yeah, I don't drive very often on my SRV, so I'm kind of terrible at it. Like that. All right. Now we've got 3 things to scan. That's a defense turret. Wait. It's wanted. Uh-oh. Please tell me we don't have to do combat stuff in this. Do we? I mean, it's wanted, so I doubt I'll get a bounty for attacking it. Let's just get a little closer and see if they attack or not. I mean, if they were going to attack me and all, I would have thought they would have done it by now. Oh, come on. Dagnabbit. I'm going to have to use my turret. I think. Is that too high? Yeah. Alright, we're going to have to deploy this. And scan it. Oh gosh. Stuff is happening. Alright, what do we got here? Well done. Okay. Well done. And well done. Alright, well that's all I had to do apparently. So then there's stuff if you wanted to actually read into what was going on, like, you know, encrypted files and unusual messages and things like that, using a new key to lock this lot up. Don't want anyone else cashing in on our find. What find? Exactly. Of course there's a mission. Return to deliver the data. Return to deliver the data. And return to deliver the data. This file has some heavy stuff. Okay, so I guess that was one of those where... Ooh, what is this? Bio-waste. I can't see that being very useful to me. I am a little perplexed at the whole wanted gun turret thing, though. Like, what is the gun turret wanted for? Oh, it's only 1,000? Yeah, I'm not risking combat in this thing for 1,000. Negative. Alright, well, we got what we came for. So, yeah, not a bad... go straight. Not a bad... I'm sorry, it should be able to just run over those rocks. But, yeah, that wasn't a bad, bad little haul for that little bit of a job. Not a big deal. Ooh, wrong buttons. I don't drive this very often. That's the biggest thing, is controls. I have the controls set up, but I don't really remember them very well. Okay, and... board ship. Whee! Alright. So now what we can do is, before we leave Musing and go to the call system... we can basically go back. Oh yeah, and that's a new interface thing for taking off, which is kind of cool. So yeah, what I'm thinking is we'll go back to that outpost and turn in these missions. And then we can see if they give us anything new, but if they don't, then we can just head over to call and do the other, whatever it was, data delivery things, and go from there. Alrighty, so I went ahead and took care of the maintenance stuff when we landed here. So the next step is to turn in all this crap. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that we're making as good of money as we're making off of doing little things like this. Because it's kind of doing a two... Wait, what? My cargo holds at maximum capacity. What did they give me? Telemetry suite? What is that? So this was something that I was also told in the in my comments on my last video, was that sometimes you'll get cargo as rewards, and I didn't know that at all. So that was another benefit to having a cargo hold. 3 units of... Now this is a delivery mission of 3 units to... or of Bertrand, but it doesn't tell me where. Where am I going? That's a little far away. I don't really want to do that anyway. So this, they want stuff. Now I haven't seen any of the Federal Navy thing in a minute. So I'm guessing we missed that other one and it'll take us time before it'll come back. Or a different one will show up. That's going to the wrong station. So... I wonder if I can sell these. I honestly... What is it? Telemetry thingy? Where would that be? Under technology, I guess? Telemetry suites. They're selling for 14 here. Galactic average is 2. Meh. I mean, I don't really care, mainly just because I don't really feel like flying around with them. So, we'll just go ahead and sell that. And I guess our next step is going to be to head over to the call system and head over that way. Now, I could go to Cabrera's claim and see if they have any missions there. In fact, that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I probably should run over there, at least just to double check and make sure they don't have anything. So let me get over there, and we'll see what they have to work with. Alrighty, so we have arrived at Cabrera's claim. I thought it said Cabrera's. There's an extra R there. Alright, now, mission board. What do you got for me? Ooh, might not be a bad idea. See, we're already heading there. Works for me. Oh, wait a minute. Federal Navy career job. Yes! Sweet. So, let's see. Rank progression, Cadet. That's another thing that somebody had told me about, that if I scrolled further down, it actually told me you could tell it was the rank up things because it told you what rank you'd go up to. So that's awesome. We're not doing that one because it's going the wrong way. See, I'm glad we did that. And I've actually got 2 more we can take with us, too. It's for the wrong faction, but I won't tell if you won't. So, yeah, I'm kind of a merc. I mean, I have high reputation with a couple of the factions, like the Empire mostly, because of my, you know, wanting to get the Clipper and all that good stuff. And let me go ahead and unlock that target so that we can get out of here. Wait, I said unlock.
Ship release. Expedite climb to exit altitude.
Sir, yes, sir. Alright, so now we're just gonna go straight up out of the atmosphere until we, well, not atmosphere, out of the, I guess, gravity well, maybe? Because, see, that's an odd thing that I just thought about.
Way ahead is clear.
I mean, I've been open about my lack of understanding of astronomy and astrophysics and all that crap. Now, I like it. I thoroughly enjoy the science of space and all that stuff, but I am novice to below amateur at best. Like, more of the guy that's like looking through the window at all of the people that are smart and doing all the astrophysics calculations and everything. I mean, you know, it's one of those just not my area of expertise. I have always thought science and stuff was cool, but it always, when it got into crazy stuff, I mean, I understand, you know, basic concepts of, like, friction and momentum and blah, 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 blah. But when you get into all of these, like, you know, gravity wells and black holes and singularities and vacuums and all this kind of stuff, it's like, I understand most of the concepts, but the actual science behind them or calculations or things I don't know how to do. The topics and the mechanics of them make sense, you know. Like an airlock, if you've pressurized the room and it's not pressurized outside and you open the door, you know, that makes sense to me, where some people may not understand that. You know, it's like, I get that, that's fine, but calculating, you know, how long does it take before it actually empties the room of air and it'll be pressurized and the balance will be... Yeah, no, I have no idea how you would even go about doing that. But it occurs to me, you're slowed down when you head towards a planet. Like in Horizons, not just in general, but like in the game. When you head towards a planet, like when you're entering the atmosphere and... Or, well, I say atmosphere. When you're entering the orbital perimeter... You know, when it says orbital flight engaged and everything, it's like as you're going through and you do the orbital glide and all that stuff, but at certain points you can full throttle and it just starts like slowing down anyway, almost like friction, when you enter an atmosphere. The odd part is, as far as I'm aware, all of the places you can land on in Horizons are non-friction based atmospheres, like they don't have an atmosphere. They're moons and whatever. So I never really thought about that, but, and I could be totally off base and it makes sense. You know, that's, like I said, basically my stance on pretty much anything is if I say something that's incorrect, I just didn't know, but it's not because I'm like, no, you're wrong. No, if somebody's like, no, you're wrong about this, this is the actual, I'm like, okay. You know, like, I'm not some, you know, world authority on science fiction, astronomy, and all that kind of stuff, so, I'm very open about, you know, if I blurt out something that I think this is what it is, and then somebody's like, no, that's not it, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that, you know. I don't claim to be some expert of pretty much anything, really, even when it comes to, like, programming and stuff that I've studied and been taught. If someone asks me, you know, what about this, I try and lend my most knowledgeable opinion or whatever. Meh, too fast. I got talking, wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I mean, even in my Programming 101 series and things like that, where I was explaining and trying to do tutorials and things, if somebody commented on, like, hey, you could probably do it like this and it would be more efficient, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Unless there was some reason for it, you know, well, you could, like, I've had a few people that were, I'm assuming just on what they said, were like, real-world programmers, like, that's probably what they do for a living. And they would comment about, you know, well, you could try and do it this way, but it had more to do with that it was in-game programming and not, like, you know, regular run-of-the-mill programming. So it wasn't that they were wrong, it's just that it wouldn't work in that environment kind of thing. But there's been a few times where people would comment and I'm like, yep, nope, didn't know that, you know. So I say that because it's the internet, and as soon as you say something with any kind of definitive, like, matter-of-factness, then everybody jumps all over you if you're wrong. I'm not saying you guys do, I just meant in general, you know, Reddit and forums and all that, it's like everybody kind of knows that if you say the wrong things, but if you act like you know what you're talking about, you know, then everybody gets all over you. So I'm just letting all of you guys know, not that you didn't already know already if you've watched me this long, because as much as I derp around, it should be no surprise that I am not some expert of anything. And see, like this, maybe it's just that, like, quite frankly, I don't understand the glide mechanic at all. I don't know what we're gliding on if there's no air. So the orbital glide thing has always confused me. I mean, I know how to use it in the game, but the science of it, I really don't know what it's doing. Because I don't know what you're gliding on. You know, when you glide in a plane, you shut the engines off in the wingspan, the aerodynamics keep the plane up, and you glide. Or like a hang glider. But I don't know how you glide when there's nothing there. It's like, unless there's some... I don't get it, because almost everything I know about the mechanics of gliding is often based around aerodynamics and airflow. And so if you're, like, out in space on a planet without an atmosphere and there's no air, what are you gliding on? So unless that's just a term, like, you know, orbital glide, and it's just some... you shut the engines off and let it coast. I don't know. But, you know, again, refer back to I'm no expert, and I'm sure the people that are the devs behind the game have consulted people and know this kind of stuff, and I'm sure they're... because I watched interviews with the main... I forget his name. David something, I think. But he's the main, like, mind behind Frontier and Elite and all that. And he said at one point they even brought up that was like they tried to make it as semi-realistic as possible for a futuristic sci-fi game kind of thing. But the fact of the matter was, like, light speed or hyperspace or frame it was like, we can't do that yet. So that in and of itself makes it unrealistic. So it was kind of a give and take. Like, you have to kind of work with it. It can't be like Kerbal or a NASA simulator kind of thing and then have, like, light speed or hyperspace, or, you know, it's like, because that kind of goes against how it works at the moment. Alright, Main event time. Let's turn all this crap in. Now, this was for Imperial, so when it says it raised the superpower, that's probably going to be for the Empire. I think that was... Oh, no, that's the Federal Navy job. I thought it was the other guy. Okay. These aren't bringing us quite as much, like, money as the chain planetary scan ones. Those were bringing in quite a bit for the little amount of work you had to do. I mean, that was worth it. Though, I guess they've upgraded the system. Ooh. Oh, we got a Federal Navy courier job again? Wait. What? Rank progression cadet. Hold up. Was that there before I turned it in, maybe? Or is that... Oh, maybe I'm just high enough rep? Well, screw that. We'll take it. It's back to Neo-Sing anyway. Follow on mission. Oh, I don't want to go that far out. That's weird. I can't quite make heads or tails of that.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
It is? Again? What do they keep giving me? Nano breakers. Okay. Nano breakers, huh? Those aren't very useful, it seems. Machinery, maybe technology. Nano breakers. I mean, what was the galactic average over here? 639, so we're making a profit off of that. Every little bit helps. Okay. So I'm a little confused, but kind of glad about this whole I have another mission thing, which goes back to the terminal or whatever, because I might get to go to another rank. Good job. The Federal Navy has promoted you to the rank of Cadet. See, that says Cadet. This said the rank progression was Cadet, and yet I'm at 100% of that rank. So I'm wondering if I have just built up enough rep but hadn't progressed. So now that I'm progressing, it's like everything's just kind of like unloading. So we're running a little long on time, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut back to the terminal and turn that in, and that'll probably wrap our episode up, but we're going to see how that goes. Alrighty, so here we are back at the terminal, or the outpost, so let's go ahead and see what happens with our Federal Navy thingy. It doesn't say anything about a rank up. Deliver units of bio-waste. Now, I don't remember, but I think when they have this icon, I don't think they're giving you the stuff to take, but maybe it is, I'm not sure. Got planetary scan, courier jobs. Okay, so nothing too crazy. Let's check our rank here. We are still cadets, so I'm thinking that was a crossover where both stations had a cadet mission to rank you up, and I actually turned in one or had acquired another one before turning in. I'm not really sure, but I think that was just an overlap because I didn't rank up twice. So, oh well, we at least ranked up to cadet, and it looks like it's maxed, so I'm thinking it won't be too much longer before we move up again. So, yeah. That's all I think we have time for today, so we're going to wrap things up here. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.